Welcome back. Approval underwater and sinking fast. President Biden's approval rating reaching a new all-time low this weekend as just 38% of Americans say he's doing a good job. 59% are against and disapprove as the Democrats narrowly passed their $1.25 trillion infrastructure bill. Thanks to 13 Republicans who broke rank and voted for it. Also, 6 members of the squad defied the Democrats. They voted no on the bill. Joining me right now is Ohio Congressman, member of the House Judiciary and Oversight Committees, Jim Jordan. Congressman, it's great to see you this morning, and congratulations on the new book.
Good to be with you, Maria.
You are also the author of Do What You Said You Would Do, which can be pre-ordered right now. Congressman, thanks very much for being here. Can you give us an update on the spending blitz? Obviously, your colleagues in the GOP bailed out Biden on Friday night.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I wish they had not have voted that way because, as you point out, 6 of the hard left voted against it. We could have stopped the legislation. And as we've known now for months, they're actually linked. So the big spending or the bigger spending, the crazy spending is coming here soon. We'll just hope that Senator Manchin, Senator Sinema hold firm and don't pass it, because it's only going to create more harm for the country, more, I think, supply chain delays, more inflation. I mean, Maria, think about the Democrats' economic plan. It's basically lock down your economy, spend like crazy, pay people not to work, and then for everyone who has been working, they're getting ready to raise your taxes and pay $450,000 to people who illegally crossed our border and entered our country. Such a deal for the taxpayer, but that's what's coming, and let's hope that Senator Manchin and Senator Sinema hold strong and they don't pass it.
Well, it's all very extraordinary, Congressman. We're looking at a list of what's in the infrastructure package, and we're told that it's only 9 or 10% infrastructure. So I don't know what your colleagues were thinking. You also have this situation of Nancy Pelosi, fattening up the social spending plan, despite what we saw last week. You had a red wave from everywhere from parts of New York to New Jersey to obviously Virginia, Seattle, Minneapolis. They struck down the defund the police. Is Nancy Pelosi not seeing what the voters are telling her?
One thing about Democrats is they just keep going. No matter what the voters say, they just keep doing their crazy radical agenda. And it's why Joe Biden's at 38% approval rating, because everything they've touched has been a mess. We went from a secure border to chaos. We went from energy independence to the president begging OPEC to increase production. We went from safe streets to crime going up in every major urban area. We went from stable pricing to record inflation and supply chain delays. So, I mean, it's all a mess, but they don't care. That's what, because they're the hard left, and they just keep going in the direction they are. The voters spoke up loud and clear, and God bless them on Tuesday. Turns out the American people don't really like defunding the police and don't like government saying that they're smarter than parents. So Tuesday night was a big win for America, but the Democrats in Congress, they're just going to continue their crazy left agenda. And as I said before, unless Senator Sinema and Senator Manchin hold strong and we don't get this ridiculous energy spending and ridiculous tax increases that are contained in this next bill.
Yeah, and yet they ignore a serious crime, which, of course, John Durham is focused on. We had an indictment last week. We're expecting more indictments from the special counsel, John Durham. Igor Danchenko, the subsource of the dossier, arrested last week, charged with lying to the FBI over the information he gave Christopher Steele to create that garbage dossier. Listen to what former National Director of Intelligence John Ratcliffe told me yesterday on Sunday Morning Futures about what he gave Durham. Watch.
I gave John Durham over 1,000 other documents that have not yet been declassified that I know include intelligence that goes specifically to this criminal activity that would be the basis for further indictments. And, again, what happened with the Steele dossier, a grand jury is saying was criminal in nature, and I expect that all of the folks that are involved with creating it and peddling it falsely would be in jeopardy.
Congressman, you did a great job from your standpoint in terms of exposing the truth here. Do you expect further indictments from John Durham?
Let's hope so. I mean, what we got from this indictment is it goes right to the Clintons. People who were tight with the Clintons were actually part of the sourcing for Christopher Steele. And the other key takeaway is They accused President Trump of actually working with Russians, which was complete baloney, but they were, in fact, working with Russians. Go to page 12 of the indictment. Page 12 of the indictment says Russian subsource was telling people that if Clinton won, he was going to get a job in the State Department of a Clinton administration. I mean, these guys, this is, you can't make this stuff up. Page 12 of the indictment. So I always point out, too, the two indictments that Mr. Durham has done with both Zussman and now Danchenko, both of them are not about lies that these guys gave to Durham and his investigative teams. These are about the lies that started the whole process back in 2016 and 2017. So Durham is going right to the source, and the source is the Clinton campaign manufacturing this false information, getting it to the FBI, and the FBI took it and used it as the basis to go after a presidential campaign and spy on President Trump and his campaign. Is as wrong can be.
Yeah.
I hope Mr. Durham is going to keep digging and hold more people accountable.
Well, what I'm wondering, though, if those people being held accountable are going to be big fish at the FBI, because, Congressman, we know, based on John Brennan, the former CIA director, John Brennan's notes, handwritten notes from August of 2016, okay, before the election, way before the inauguration, August of 2016, he writes down that he has learned that Hillary Clinton has devised a plan to entangle Donald Trump in a Russia scandal. He briefs President Obama. The FBI knew it. They all knew it before Danchenko admitted that he lied in January of 17, a few days after the inauguration. So why did they keep getting FISA warrants to spy on Trump?
No, exactly. And you know, go to the Zussman indictment a few months ago. Mr. Zussman he cut out all the middleman. He didn't go to Christopher Steele. He didn't work through Fusion. He just went straight to the FBI. And Maria, not just anyone at the FBI. He went to Jim Baker, the chief counsel at the FBI, walked right in and handed him false information. That false information was then used as part of the basis to go spy on President Trump's campaign. So I, like you, believe that the FBI had to know this was all garbage and all made up.
Yeah, well, we have to see, and we are waiting for further indictments from John Durham. Good to see you, Congressman. Thanks so much. Congressman Jim Jordan, great leadership there. We'll see you soon.